Well, we spoke about a manager maybe moving to Real Madrid, but with Rangers, Philippe Clement has finally been sacked. I mean, I think we've been talking about this for 9 months, every single week almost, because it's two good performances here, two bad performances there. But the final straw was a 2-0 loss on the weekend to St. Mirren. Justified? Was it time? What were your immediate thoughts when this news came down?
You know, as you know, look, as you say, we've been talking about this Philip Clement saga for a while. I could see that after the Queen's Park result when Rangers lost, and then now this St Mirren result, and I saw the fans had left Ibrox with 10, 15 minutes left. The stands were almost empty. I could see that, and I knew that the situation had got that far. They've still got Clement would have done and did a great job getting them into Europe, and they're still in Europe, and he would have probably have managed that situation very well for them. But I think it had just gone a bridge just too far. I know, would have preferred him to have hang on. I'm convinced they would rather have had him there and made the change a little bit later in the season. Now they've got this dislocation right now, which I don't think they wanted, but it just became too much after those two results. And I think, Patrick Stewart as CEO with a new chairman who really didn't appear to be saying much about this, but with potential new owners coming in as well, had to show some action. What they've done is they brought in Barry Ferguson, who is Rangers through and through. Not a great managerial career so far, it has to be said. Really, I think I saw one graph yesterday that he had been manager of Alloa Athletic, and that he had got the best, I think the 11th best performance for an Alloa manager. So it doesn't promise a lot, but nevertheless, he's a safe pick because the Rangers fans adore him. He's Rangers through and through, and so often what's important for Rangers is that they pick their own to do this. So he will have to stabilise the ship. I hope he can. It may not be that easy, and certainly with European games coming up, whereas Clement would have got the team just about ready for those and has proven that he's done well in Europe. Barry's an unknown quantity at that sort of level. So we'll have to see how it goes. Look, it could be, at least they'll buy some time until they make the proper full-time appointment. All sorts of rumours already talking about Steven Gerrard, etc. I don't believe that will happen, but all sorts of things being talked about going forward. So we'll have to see where Rangers go. But as usual, it's worth watching the soap opera at Ibrox again, and we'll see how it goes this week. But I think they'd have preferred to have kept Clement, but I think it was just too much to have that home defeat against St Mirren.
And now we've got, the Europa League is still in play for Rangers. I mean, I'm sure it's a bit unlikely they win it, but nonetheless, every round is a few more million pounds for them. Do you think they'll stick with Barry Ferguson as the interim manager to kind of see them through the rest of the season? Will they try and get a new full-time manager in as soon as possible? I mean, yes, the league is probably gone, but there's still some immediate needs here at Rangers.
There are some immediate needs, and certainly they should be looking at a full-time appointment as soon as possible. It's no guarantee that Ferguson will be there to the end of the season, and I think if you do bring in a new manager, the more time you can give him to analyse the squad and understand the club and the facilities, the better. And certainly if Ferguson does have a poor run of results, I think we may see that trigger being pulled quicker than we'd imagine. However, we've got the 49ers situation, which is looming large over Rangers right now. And if that was to happen, then you'd want them to bed in before they make another managerial appointment, because that would be the key trigger, I think, for them. So we're going to have to wait and see. It looks as though that 49er situation may take a little bit to get resolved and get through properly. That will probably be the key as to when a new managerial change is made, in my opinion.
And will that 49ers takeover be a complete game changer for the club? Are we talking about a full takeover, a small investment? What kind of difference will this be for Rangers? Obviously, as much financial issues as they're having, 49ers enterprises have been quite successful.
Yeah, look, I think it will be a majority of the club that's going to be bought, so they will be able to be in control. I think it is a game changer for Rangers. It's going to take a while to sort things out. It may take a season to actually get the squad up to scratch. 2 or 3 transfer windows as such. It's going to take a while to sort out the recruitment, which has been really very poor in Rangers for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Getting Murray Park, which is their academy, sorted out again. they've then got all the 49ers, tools with Leeds and all the other things. And there's Red Bull, of course, with Leeds. And then we got the Red Bull, with Jurgen Klopp and that whole strategy as well. So potentially there's a lot of learning and a lot of experience there that Rangers could start to utilise properly once they get their own house in order. So it is a game changer financially in many ways for Rangers. So very interesting to see how this develops.
And if you had to put an immediate guess right now, just gun to your head, when do you think a new manager will be in?
I think it'll be hand in hand with when the 49ers take over. So I think it's going to be the last month of the season. I think that's when somebody would come in. So I think we're a couple of months away yet from any major change, unless there's a crisis with Ferguson and suddenly everything goes really poor again. But I think that the crowd will stick with him and give him a chance. But look, there's no doubt, if it hadn't got the 49ers situation in the background, there would be revolutions going on at Ibrox right now. There would be hell to pay. And Ferguson would have a lot more pressure than he has. So this is what, if that was to fall apart, the 49ers deal falls apart, Rangers are in serious, serious trouble.
And who would be your dream appointment as Rangers' new manager, and then a more realistic appointment as Rangers' new manager, who you actually think will be Rangers' new manager?
Well, I think what they should have done, rather than taking Barry Ferguson in, but I understand why they've done it. They should have put Sean Dyche in terms of till the end of the season and give them a chance to go forward. In terms of who would be a dream appointment, well, that's very hard for me to say, because I think Rangers do need, it isn't just the manager, it's the board that needs to be changed, and that's where the 49ers came in. As I say, if the 49ers deal falls apart, then Rangers have got severe problems, and it doesn't matter if they got Pep Guardiola in there, it wouldn't make any difference. So I don't think this is a case until the club is fixed at the top level that any manager can do a good job. So I don't think there's a need for a good manager until there is a proper backing and a financial ability to back the manager who comes in.
And lastly, with Rangers, they've issued £3.6 million of new shares. Is this likely to just be cash to pay the bills?
Yes, I think it is. I think it's pretty much petty cash, which is a pretty worrying sign in terms of that's really what I think it's for. There's no immediate needs. Obviously, the transfer window's closed. So yes, I think it will be. I don't know what money they owe on transfers at the moment, and I don't know what investments they need to make in Ibrox or in Murray Park. But yes, I think it's really for cash flow issues, and that's not a good sign. But anyway, Rangers are poised, as I say. It's going to be a very interesting situation. The 49ers are something to watch, and I'll be watching it every day and doing my best to get the inside track on that.